Hi there guys, Rob Brett's coming at you from Rob Brett's Fitness and Performance, bringing you the tidbit of the day. So I'm giving you a total of 4 core movements that you may not be doing or may not have ever seen that will really help your gains and help you get that shredded, strong, stable core that we all want. The 3 main ones I'm going to bring to you are the Starfish Crunch, the V-Up, and the Reverse Crunch. Then the bonus movement is what I call cloud reachers. You can call them whatever you want, cloud reachers, sky touches, whatever, but you will see what I mean with them, and they are awesome for core stability. So let's get down to it. All right, here we go. We're gonna start with that reverse crunch. Ladies, you're gonna love this one, especially if you're a mom. It's gonna help us rebuild those lower abdominals. A lot of these movements are all about good contraction and breathing. Anybody can just pump out reps, but we want good quality contractions to elicit results. And that's what we're all here for, right? Results. We just don't want to do endless sit-ups and get nowhere. So here we go. We're gonna do that reverse crunch. I just have a towel down because I'm a little sweaty and I don't want to slide. So what I like to tell people here is we want our heels together and we want to think that they're glued or banded to our butt. We don't want our legs kicking. I'm going to bring my hands to the side here. I'll show you some other options later that can make it a little easier if it's tough or a little harder. So I'm here, heels glued to the butt, and then I'm going to think about kissing my knees using these abs. And I'm crunching. Big crunch, touch the toes, crunching. Another thing I want to think about is keeping my head relaxed on the ground. I don't need to be here, okay? I want to relax and I want to breathe with every rep. And down. And down. We want that butt to lift. That's what's telling us we're contracting. We don't want to just do this. I want that butt to lift, even if it's just to here. You know, everybody starts somewhere. Eventually you'll get to the point where you're bringing them up and kissing the knees. If that's too tough, bring the hands under the butt. That's going to help us get a little bit more lift. Press the hands to the ground. If you want to make them harder, let's take the arms out of it. Let's bring them up here, staying glued and kissing the knees. Keeping that head relaxed, kissing the knees. They're just a great movement. Remember to exhale with every single rep. One thing you really don't want to do is use momentum here. So I don't want to be kicking my legs like this and just repping them out. You can feel the difference. If you do these, do some really tight and then kick those legs and you'll be like, oh crap, he's right. I get a way more efficient contraction keeping these heels glued together into the butt. So I'm just crunching, and again, it's just like that. Kissing those knees. That is our reverse crunch. From there, I'm going to show you the Starfish Crunch. This is a nasty, nasty movement. I don't know who created it, but I've seen this from Athlean X. Awesome, awesome movement. I use it all the time, so I can never take credit for it. I've seen it from Athlean X, so you can always check him out too. Just great, great knowledgeable trainer. So what I want to be is, I'm up in a big X here, big X, and I'm going to crunch up, almost in the hollow position, and I'm coming up and reaching to that opposite foot. Getting that twist. Thinking about turning your chest to that opposite wall. We don't want to just come up like this, okay? Another thing you want to avoid is kind of resting on your arm. So I don't want to use my arm to press myself up. I like to think about keeping my arms up off the ground, and it's a great movement, very tough. If that's a little too hard with the straight legs, feel free to kind of tuck the knee. So be here, tuck like that. Tuck, tuck, tuck. That's going to make it just a little bit easier. Then you can build in to keeping those good straight legs. My abs are already burned just from a couple of reverse crunches and Starfish Crunches. They get nasty really quick. Thinking about that twist. If that twist is just too tough, you can always start with an X up and coming up just like that. It's a good old X up, just like that. It'll help you build to adding in that twist. Again, you can bend the leg, go into like your knee tuck up. And if you have to, if that's too hard to hold this hollow position, after each rep, come down and relax. Come down and relax. We want to get those shoulder blades up. It's the one thing I have against driving off that arm. And you especially see that when people rest in the bottom. They tend to come up and use this arm and do that. not using my core as much as I'd like. Try as hard as you can, even if you rest, and bring this arm up and not use it on the ground. Again, we're here to destroy those abs, and we want to do that by using the abs. So we have the reverse crunch first, the Starfish Crunch. Now we're going to go into the V-up. I just showed you the X up, so I guess there was a little bonus movement in there for you. The V-up is a gnarly one. Lots of different variations of the V-up out there and different ways to do it, things like that. So when I'm here, I'm going to have a straight body, and again, I'm tucking up into this hollow position with a tight core. And then I'm coming up, good straight legs, reaching for the toes. Thinking about coming up on that butt into the V. You can even do V holds, just coming up and holding that V, keeping good tension on the abs, arms overhead. If the arms overhead's a little tough, feel free to bring the arms beside you here, hollow position, and then reach up. That's a good way to kind of scale it down. Another great way to build to that is well, actually, first off, if you have trouble with the coordination of doing both at the same time, what I like to do with my clients is tell them lead with the upper body, then pull the legs up with the abs. So what I have them do there, and typically that person won't hold the hollow position either. They're going to come to a relaxed position here, kind of like our Starfish Crunch. They're going to be here. I'm going to have them sit up with the upper body to this V position, and then pull the legs up and back down. Sitting up, pull the legs up, back down. Thinking about rolling the spine into the ground as well. Same with the Starfish Crunch. When we do that Starfish Crunch, I kind of want to roll down. I never want to come up and then boom, plop down. My shoulders should not hit the ground first. That's telling me I'm letting that core disengage, and then the back is going to take the blunt force of the negative, and then all of a sudden the back's going to get tight, and we do not want that. So that there is the V-up, and then again, if you need to scale, relaxed, no hollow position, build into working that hollow position in, because it's just keeping tension on that core through the whole movement, really annihilating those abs. Another way to scale that is what I call the tuck up. We're here, and we're just tucking up. Same thing, holding that hollow in the bottom. So if you're someone that has trouble, you can do the V-up, but you can't get that hollow, do the tuck-ups and work the hollow. It's a little bit easier. So that there is the reverse crunch, the Starfish Crunch, and the V-up. The bonus movement, and the X-up was in there as well, is what I like to call cloud grabbers or sky reachers or sun touches. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to keep my legs straight. These are a little more for stability, kind of like that curl up I showed you in the stability video. So I have my hands here and I'm thinking about putting a pillow under the head, reaching for the clouds, and then I want to hold at the top. So I'm coming up, driving my spine into the ground, and breathing out when I come up. Big breath. Holding, and back down. So I'm just lifting enough kind of to put a pillow under the head. I don't want to come here, okay? I'm just really focusing on, almost like a wrestler's going to drop an elbow on your stomach and you're preparing. Tighten it up so that it won't hurt you. So again, big breath. And down. Trying to hold for about 8 seconds if you can. It's going to light that core up there. Awesome. I'm also thinking about squeezing my feet together slightly because I don't want any hip flexor action. Even though I'm like coming up a few inches so the hip flexors shouldn't be too prominent, if I keep my heels squeezed slightly together, I'm really making sure they're not getting involved in this, and I'm just hitting that core again. 3 inches, bringing those arms straight to the sky. Those weren't 8-second holds, but you want to go for the 8-second hold. For the sake of the video, just kind of sped it up a little. So right there is 4 amazing ab movements that if you're not doing, you add them in, you're going to start seeing a more shredded core along with a good diet. Nobody can outwork a bad diet. You gotta eat pretty decent. Moderation, man. You don't have to eliminate the bad things, but moderate them. All right? I hope you enjoyed this video. Our tidbit of the day, little abdominal movements that could really help your gains and elicit a way stronger, way more stable, and way better looking core. Thank you. I will see you next time. And as always, stay fit.